We've talked about doing this for a while. Here is our garden space. So, the idea is that you would enter in through this little space. We've got roses here, and my goal is to put in more pollinator-friendly native perennials in this space, and this in-ground bed which has peonies and milkweed, potatoes in pots. We've got pineapple sage, scented geraniums, Shasta daisies, lemon verbena, this big ol' elderberry, and another smaller one behind it. There's our eucalyptus tree. So we'll start here. This is the edge of the garden, and in this bed, this is the bed I tried the Three Sisters garden method with the corn and the beans climbing up the corn and the squash to protect the corn. And the squash looks magnificent. There is one beautiful corn. The rest of the corn was eaten by a rabbit or a squirrel or a raccoon. I'm not sure which, but probably won't have corn, although I did plant more seeds. They're just not going to be able to be wind pollinated at the same time, so we'll just enjoy watching them. Then in this bed, this is a flower bed with Swiss chard in the front. Then we have Love Lies Bleeding, and behind that are zinnias. And one is just starting to open. That is the cactus flower zinnia. In the bed behind that, that was our garlic bed. So we harvested the soft neck garlic and the hard neck garlic. We've just been cutting the scapes, and it's about time to harvest that as well. And the greenhouse plastic there is there because I'm not yet ready to plant out this bed until I've pulled out the rest of the garlic. So I am hoping to kill off any nutsedge or other weeds that might try to emerge through a process called solarization. So behind that, I have what we call the tomato wall. So we have our indeterminate tomatoes, the ones that keep growing. They're like a cut and come again tomato. And so we have several different varieties there. And we have a few bush beans down at the bottom. And then there is one zucchini or two zucchini plants there, and some ground cherries mixed in too. There's our fig tree. And I just am starting to see some fruit, but usually you don't pick those until August. There's our chicken coop with some buckwheat and black-eyed Susans. Now, here is the bed beside the flowers. We have determinate tomatoes, trellised in a Florida weave, and they're just starting to produce fruit. So can't wait for those. And then we have basil, Italian basil, and there's some cosmos in there. I had dug out other basil for clients because I ran out of young seedlings, so it's time to replant there. Have some Wisconsin red dahlias that I just pinched or pruned, so they will produce more flowers. And then we have poblano peppers here. And let's see. You can see where I pinched or pruned these peppers like maybe 3 weeks ago, and look at all this new growth, and we're even starting to get little baby peppers, so that's exciting. In here I have some pink champagne calendula. Also, I have dug up some of it and shared with others. Here is the Cinderella pumpkin patch that Lucy planted, and we accidentally spilled some corn, so there's one corn there. And let's see if we can find that little pumpkin. Here, let's see. There it is. That's the first Cinderella pumpkin we've spotted. But all of these guys are about to bloom and produce many more.
Those ones is, that?
Those squash over there are coming on, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They do. Let's go to Daddy.
So then, over here in the next bed, this whole bed is about to be done. We have kohlrabi and bells of Ireland. They're finishing up. Let me find that prize kohlrabi. There it is. And down at the end we have poppies. These are all about to bloom for our flower subscribers. And they're called Lauren's Grape Poppy. My name is Lauren, by the way. This next bed, on one side of the arch trellis, we have borage, and the bees love it. Tastes like cucumber. It's an edible flower. And then beside that, we have some giant marigolds about to bloom, calendula, tomatillos, and patty pan squash. There's even some eggplant in here. Cosmos, a weed I never took away, and more kohlrabi. And then up the trellis we have scarlet runner bean and zinnias in the bed beside it. The scarlet runner bean is just producing beans, but I love the flowers on the trellis. We have another giant pot of potatoes. And then this bed has bush beans, zinnias. This bed has more determinate tomatoes, the San Marzano variety. It's our favorite. We've grown it for 3 years now. Swiss chard. And I need to go check on Lucy to make sure she hasn't. There it is. Come get your baseball. Come on, Lucy. All right. Okay. Where were we? So we came through the trellis and I was showing you these. So we have lemongrass and more patty pan squash, and then we have okra coming up. I love okra because it loves the clay soil we have here, and it comes to fruit like within 60 days. It's awesome. So there's okra and black-eyed Susans in here. Let's see, here's some black-eyed Susans. Look at all of those blooms. And then sunflowers behind that. Come here, Lucy. All right. And then I also snuck in some artichokes in here. This bed is not hooked up to irrigation, so I wanted some perennial things in here. So we've got black-eyed Susans and artichokes to care for that. All right, we saw the tomatoes and Swiss chard, and there is some holy basil in here. And then next we have these poppies, and this one is about to bloom. Then we have some dahlias that I started from seed, and I'm really excited to see those bloom and be able to save those tubers. And then you can see where the wind and rains just knocked these poppies over. And then I have this ornamental wheat just as a fun experiment. I might use some of these in dried arrangements. I've used some in fresh, but these are starting to dry out now. And then there's just a few zinnias here and a tomato that's self-sowed from last year. And then this last bed I planted out in the fall. This is calendula going to seed. Calendula is such a good trap for aphids. And then the snapdragons are finishing up. They're actually a perennial here, but I am growing them as an annual. And then we've got some radishes snuck in here. That's what this is. French breakfast radish, but it's getting too hot for those now. All right, and then we are moving on to the last 4 beds. So this bed is dill, which is going to seed. So I am saving that. More radishes snuck in. And then I planted a basil, purple opal basil back there. And then the cilantro is going to seed, so we're about ready to collect those seeds. Lots of beds turning over here very soon. The bachelor buttons got knocked down by the rain that we had for like 2 weeks straight. So these are about to come out, but right now the bees are still having fun. And I have some dinosaur kale mixed in and some parsley that's going to seed. Parsley is a biennial, and we've had this for 2 years. So in the 2nd year it goes to seed. I love using parsley flowers in bouquets. Next we have bush beans. This one is called Provider, which I thought was fun. I really want to pickle these, but the kids love eating beans right off of the plant. And we have tatsoi, also bolting. Chives that Simon planted. Collard greens from the fall. So all of this is about to go. This is an edible flower garden tub from seed. Then I have columbine flowers, scabiosa, potatoes, zucchini with leeks mixed in, and my favorite, turnips. Uh-oh, we have a crier. So that was a very rushed garden tour, but I hope to do more of these soon, every week. And I hope you'll let me know if there's anything you want to see or have questions about, and I will respond. One last thing. I started asparagus from seed. Check it out.